Hello, everybody. So today I'm looking at UE 5.1, as many people are, and I was just messing around with retargeting, and I noticed that it is much, much, much better and much faster in 5.1. So let me show you some things you can do. We'll have a look at very different shapes and sizes in terms of the enemies and stuff. So let's have a look. All you really need to do now, as far as I can tell, is open up the UE5 mannequin rig, the default one, and it seems that the IK rig assets just kind of work better or are like more universal, so long as the underlying mesh is still using a UE5 skeleton, or a UE4 skeleton in this case, I guess. Which, when it comes to the marketplace, most are. So in terms of just dropping something into a project, for the most part, it's really easy now. So I have done that. I just added a bunch of characters to the project. I've got a troll, a Viking raider, a big orc guy, some like little lizard warrior thing, like a really weird shape. And we're just going to have a look and see how easy it is to make these things work. So we'll open up the rig here, and we know this stuff works. This is a little bit different in 5.1. We have this new area over here, where we can run like the retargeter if we want to. You can edit the pose. You might find that like, oh, you can't click anything. It seems that the best way to interact with that now is through this. So if you want to do something with the arms, you can and then it goes away. You can, do stuff like this, and you can edit your pose. And that will, oh wow, okay. Well, that will kind of like, give you different retargets. So now if I run forward, it's obviously a bit janky because his arm's totally different. So let's reset that. We'll reset the selected bones. And we'll come out of this. So that's all back to normal. So how do we retarget other meshes? Well, we pretty much just changed the preview mesh now. So let's use this lizard warrior, because he's right here, and he's a very odd shape. Not the kind of thing you'd perhaps expect to work. And also we have some issues here with the bone hierarchy being different because he only has 3 fingers. So this is the kind of thing where if you did this in UE 5.0, just changing the preview mesh didn't really work correctly. There wasn't the translations weren't coming across correctly. You'd get like a static kind of jittery look. In this, even with bone issues, if we have a look, so if I run an animation, it just kind of works. Oh well. And it looks really good, honestly. Even with this like crazy thing doing stuff, like that's pretty cool. On the other side of that, we can actually just flip these. So I could change this to be that and that to be that. And then we'll do the lizard. And now, there you go. We have the UE5 mannequin doing the lizard animations. It just kind of works. Let's have a look. Let's see. We got this orc guy. Cool. We got, yep, there you go. Let's flip that over again. Let's pick the orc. And sure enough, we can run and jump and frolic and walk and all that. So let's find, I know that there's one that's a bit odd. So let's look at the raider. There's a raider guy, and he has a couple of things that aren't just great out of the pack. So let's have a look. If we run this animation, that doesn't look too bad. One thing I will notice is his shoulders are very close together, like inside of his body. Let's do a run. And yeah, I would say that the biggest things are the arms look a bit janky. So how can we fix that? Well, there's a few things we can look at, really. First thing I would look at is I would go to global settings, and I would have a look at the IK here. So if I disable IK, you can see it actually changes the way his arms are, and it kind of fixes the issue. It's more using the bone data. However, it makes his feet look really janky. Now he's kind of like got splayed out feet, and It kind of looks like he's had an accident and he's running to clean himself up. So with that in mind, what can we do? Because the top looks better, the bottom doesn't, and we only have an on and an off. Well, we don't really only have an on and an off. I'll show you that in a second, but I'll explain this a little bit more. So when we're enabling IK, we're effectively telling the bones from the arms down, these goals here, these chains, the arm, the right arm, and the legs and the feet, etc., to follow a target instead of following the actual bone data. So if we come back into that, so if we turn off IK, now it's just going to use the direct bone data. So it's trying to use the direct transforms from a bone that is in that chain. And if we turn that off, you'll see that it doesn't use anything. We're now not using that bone data at all. We're only using the root data. So with if you really wanted to, you could use this to make like a top-down like dungeon crawler or something. Like maybe it's like your static characters in a pose. That could be cool. But generally, you're going to want at least FK turned on. If you did FK and just IK, you're going to get some weird results because now your arms and your feet are being driven. However, your body and all the other bones in between have no animation data at all. So, yeah, pretty cool. We can also do some stride warping. So we can, I think the actual forward direction is X. Oh, yep, something like that. So we can like change the way the stride works. You can add like some splay and you can add that for some reason. Anyway, there's stuff there if you want it. Not something I'm going to mess around with. But anyway, back to the issue of we want IK on the legs because I think it looks better. Yeah, definitely looks better, but I don't want it on the hands. So I'm going to enable IK in this global settings here, but I'm going to come into my actual chains here, and you actually have a whole lot of details and information for them. So in terms of the ones with the arms, which are the ones we want to change, right? It's those IK things that are kind of messing us up and making the arms look a bit funny. But we can absolutely just turn IK off. And now you're going to get like a bit of a lopsided thing. That's because now half of the body is run by IK, half of it is run by FK. So if we go and even that out, we'll turn IK off on the other side. There you go. Now we have something that's nice and really nice. We have good feet position. We have the arms looking good. And now you can, you can do this asset off and keep it as like a specific like retarget for the Viking Raider, or you can just now bake these out. So if I bake out this run walk, we'll just export that. Whatever, just draw that down. And now we have a baked and exported. It even has the footsteps still there. Yeah, you have like a nice animation. Really cool stuff. We can also, what else have I got? Have I got any other weird ones? What about this little thing? Wow, what is this going to do? Try it. I mean, it's pretty good. Let's have a look at what happens if we do this. Not a lot. It's about the same. Okay. So in a case like this, we can do a few things. Let's turn off IK actually. Oh, you know what? We still have IK turned off here. Let's put it on. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, okay. So it's a little bit different because now the hand's like coming up further. If we turn it off, then it's kind of to the side. I mean, it's still pretty good. Obviously, the animation's way out of whack, but that's rather impressive. Things we can do. Let's have a look at the pose. So you can actually change the pose of both the source and the target now. Which is very handy, as well as the fact that the default stuff now comes with a T-pose. So if you have a character that is already in the T-pose, you can now just kind of change it in here, and it should theoretically work. So what you'll see now is if I go and run this is going to be really weird and different because it's trying to actually retarget from a T-pose to an A-pose. So let's stop that real quick. We'll come into the target. And I think we can T-pose him as well. See, that's quite strange. That's definitely not correct. So let's do an edit. And let's find the arms. And we'll just kind of, we'll do this. And we'll do this. And now we'll try it again. We'll see if we get anything better. Yeah, it's about the same. Is that with IK? Is it without? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is quite an extreme case, so it's not surprising that it's not perfect, but it's dang good if you really, really think about it. So yeah, anyway, I hope some of those tips have helped. I know there's a whole bunch of extra things that I haven't covered. This is just kind of like a real quick get up and go because it's really quite cool. Yeah, so thanks very much, guys. Take care and have fun.